Hello, this is Chad Middleton, your vocational expert, and I wanted to do a quick video today to let you know that DBQs are changing. DBQs are changing. The VA is making it extremely more difficult for you to get TDIU benefits because the DBQs are changing. What is a DBQ, you ask? The DBQ is a disability benefits questionnaire that's performed during your CMP exam by a medical examiner. Regardless of what your condition is, if you have a bad back, if you had a mental health condition, if you have a shoulder condition, a flat foot condition, skin condition, a medical examiner conducts your CMP exam and asks you questions about your disabilities and your limitations. And this DBQ, this benefits questionnaire, is given to the VA so the VA can compensate you based on the severity of your conditions. And I'm letting you know that the DBQs are changing because it's becoming increasingly more difficult for you to get TDIU benefits. In the past, the DBQs used to ask questions about your ability to work, to have the medical examiner give an opinion of your ability to work. Then they changed it and say they ask questions about uh, not considering the person's work or employment status. Please give an opinion on how these disabilities affect this person's ability to work, yes or no. But now I'm seeing DBQs that are not even asking about your functional limitations and its impact on work. They just have categories that they want the medical examiner to check the box. Okay? They just want to check the box, and the VA makes the determination on whether or not the box that is checked actually warrants a TDIU determination. All right, case in point, I have a um, initial PTSD disorder, DBQ, in front of me. And like I said before, the DBQs are not asking the medical examiner to provide an opinion about your ability to work, but they have a section on the DBQ that says occupational and social impairment. Occupational and social impairment. Pretty much what the VA is asking the medical examiner to do is, I don't tell me about this person's ability to work. Please tell me about this person's occupational and social impairment. And we're going to give you these deciding boxes to choose from. All right. So a medical examiner has to read from these boxes and make a decision about your ability to work based on these variables. Okay, so hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right. The occupational and social impairment. One, no mental health, no mental disorder diagnosis. That's first level. Two, a mental condition has been formally diagnosed, but symptoms are not severe enough to either interfere with occupational and social functioning or to require continuous medication. All right. Three, occupational and social impairment due to mild or transient symptoms, which decrease work efficiency and ability to perform occupational tasks only during periods of significant stress or symptoms controlled by medication. All right. Then you got another level up. Occupational and social impairment with occasional decrease in work efficiency and intermittent periods of inability to perform occupational tasks, although generally functioning satisfactorily with normal routine behavior, self care, and conversation. We have another step up. Occupational and social impairment with reduced reliability and productivity, right? And you go another step up. It says occupational and social impairment with deficiencies in most areas such as work, school, family relations, judgment, thinking, and or mood. And the last, most severe case is total occupational and social impairment. Now, you tell me, how many times have I ever, since I've been doing this since 2012 in the private sector, how many times have I seen total occupational and social impairment? And since 2012, when I left, all right, working for the federal government, the VA regional office, I've never seen total occupational and social impairment. Never. Never. Now, and I guess maybe I'm not seeing it because people that have that wouldn't come and get a vocational evaluation. But every vocational evaluation that I have done has been less than total occupational and social impairment. But the thing that makes this so ironic is that they have a lot more or variables to choose from. So the medical examiner can say, well, if you're taking medication, then of course you have the condition, but it's controlled with the medication. Or you have the condition and it's causing you problems, but it's just reduced reliability and productivity. Or you don't have a problem at all. Okay. So now the medical examiner is least likely to rate your conditions because there are a lot more variables to choose from when you're going in for CMP exam, and the DBQ is now a little bit more complex, making it difficult, much more difficult to convince the medical examiner that you're having any major or serious problems. All right. So what I'm saying is, without a vocational evaluation that really talks about your limitations and how they are impacting your ability to perform these occupations, then the medical examiner is just based on their review of your medical records and how you decide or how you define your limitations. Okay, so it's good to have resources, evidence to support your ability to do certain types of work when you go into these CMP exams. And another thing I want you guys to know is you need to know what's in this DBQ. You need to know what the examiner is saying during your CMP exam. Without you knowing, you really have no leg to stand on when you're fighting for TDIU benefits, not knowing why they are denying you benefits. Okay? So I want to let you know in a brief way, DBQs are changing. It's much more difficult for you to get TDIU benefits because they're rewording and they're providing a lot more variables to choose from to help the VA really deny you for these benefits. Okay? Now, does that mean no one would get it? Nope, not saying that. Many people get it. They just have very extensive medical records. They have treatment records. They have medication. They are inpatient in hospitals and so on and so forth. And maybe they get the benefits more quickly. But to some of you that are suffering in silence, you haven't been working in years, you have extenuating circumstances, medical records, you have mental health issues, anxiety, panic attacks, suspiciousness, uh, irritability with periods of violence, you difficulty adjusting to work, difficulty adjusting to a work-like setting. These types of things has to be warranted by medical records. And when these CMP examiners don't have the records to support making a favorable decision and they have multiple variables to choose from, it's very likely that they're going to minimize your condition or not give you the full benefit of getting TDIU benefits. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Don't want to talk over your heads, and I don't want to talk you out of this video. But the purpose of this video is for you that are 70, 80, 90% disabled, that are currently unemployed, regardless of what your age is. You may qualify for 100% benefits. You may qualify for 100% benefits, and you may be able to get these benefits with the vocational evaluation report. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a VA expert. I'm a vocational expert. And with my experience of working with the VA, I see a whole lot of people that are denied benefits because they don't have the evidence and they don't know how important a vocational evaluation is. So if you're interested in getting a vocational evaluation, call my office, contact us by email, or visit us on the web. Office number is 803-563-5087, 803-563-5087. Email us at admin@vcandvc.com. That's admin, ADMIN, at vcandvc.com. Or visit us on the web at www.vcandvc.com. That's Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting. All right. I'm Chad Middleton, your vocational expert. I'm just here trying to provide some information. All right. If you're okay with 70%, 80%, 90%, and you're good, don't worry about it. Just information you can share with somebody else. But if you're unemployed and you can't work because of the impact of your service-connected disability and your limitations, then a vocational evaluation would be essential for you to be considered for 100% disability compensation. All right. Thank you very much for listening to me once again. We're going to try to put out as many videos as possible once we see the types of things that are changing, because you're the veteran. You don't see this stuff. You don't know what's going on when you apply, when you go into these CMP examinations. You don't know the forms that are used and how they are used to help you or not get you benefits. But because of my expertise and me seeing these vets and doing these evaluations, this information that I'm requesting of them, they give to me, and I'm noticing the changes from client to client, from veteran to veteran, from disability to disability. All right. The VA has to be systematic in their approach, and it's not just one way for one person, one way for one state, and one way for another state. No, it's systematic. It's across the board. So when the VA makes a determination that they're going to do something, it's across the board, everywhere, same forms. All right, same processing. All right. So if you're noticing that the DBQs are changing here and elsewhere, please understand and know when you apply for these services, it's going to apply to you as well. All right. Chad Middleton again, vocational expert here in Columbia, South Carolina, but I serve clients all over the United States. You just call and set up an initial consultation and talk to me directly about your circumstances. I don't help everybody. And what I mean by that is I don't do a report on everybody, because some people just don't have the evidence. They don't have the circumstances that qualify for our services. But if you are unemployed, you have a 70, 80, 90% rating, you qualify for TDIU, and regardless of what your age is, you want to be considered, call our office and set up an evaluation. All right. Even if you're skeptical, I can share some things with you, because many of my veterans that have gotten or received TDIU initially may have been skeptical, and they said this in the beginning. All right. But what's more profound for me is when these vets call me back, email me back and say, Chad, I got my benefits. And even though I did the report back in July, June, April, May, January, one part of the year, by the time they get approved, they're getting back paid, and they're especially appreciative of the services that we provide. All right. Thank you once again. Didn't mean for this video to be long. Y'all know I say that all the time, but like, subscribe, check us out on the web, and be tuned for the next video that we have. DBQs are changing. God bless you. Take care.